And we are recording, okay? All right, so some kind of stretchy band or towel and some kind of block or book. And you may also want a pillow or a blanket, especially underneath the knees if your floor is harder, okay? So let's begin on hands and knees. Spread out the fingers. And we'll get a little bit into the core of the body. We want to stabilize the abdominals and the lower back as we twist the middle to upper spine. So as we inhale, let's just lift the tail, draw the shoulder blades together, send the heart forward, full cow, back bend. Exhale, tuck the tail, stretch out the spine and drop the head. So we start this movement with the pelvis and the low back, and then we move it into the upper back and the neck. Again, start with the pelvis and let it ripple through the spine. Now, if any part of this spinal extension and flexion does not feel good, just skip it. You can keep that part of your spine in neutral and take the movement through the rest of the spine. Link your breathing to the movement. One more time, inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling into your cat spine. Now finding a neutral spine and a neutral head. Exhale, stretch your right leg back as if you're putting it in plank. That's it. Stretch out the calf a little bit, pressing through the heel. Yeah. Keep that right foot down, pressing into the mat. And as you inhale, open up your left arm. Open up the chest. Let your rib cage twist to the left. As you exhale, thread that arm through like you're going to twist. Well, you are twisting. Inhale as you open it up to the left. Again, open up the chest, bring the shoulder blades towards the spine. And as you exhale, take your twist. We're just not going to land in the twist yet, so reach through. One more time, open up, chest to the left, and then twist, thread that arm under. Now you can keep moving, or this time settle into the twist. And this is where the block or book or pillow can come in handy. So you settle into this twist and let the head and the neck relax. Deep, steady breath here. Press into the floor with the back of your left arm and hand. And then walk your right spider fingers forward. Stretch from your right hand to your right foot as you spin your navel back down towards the floor. So you're spinning your navel to face the floor as you spin your rib cage to the right. Yeah, take 2 more breaths here. And as you inhale, walk your hands back to your table position. Exhaling, hands and knees. So as you inhale now, stretch this left leg back and just keep the ball of the foot on the floor. Press through the heel for a few breaths. See if there's any tightness in the calf and start to stretch that out. Now notice right here, it's easy to keep your navel facing the floor. But when we begin to twist, it gets a little harder. So open up that right arm, open up like a wing, open up the collarbones wide. And as you exhale, thread that arm under, twisting. Inhale, open it up, shoulder blades towards the spine, collarbones wide. Exhale as you twist. Let the breath be long, open up the chest again. And exhale, twist. Now you can keep repeating or settle into it this time, letting your head rest, letting the back of your right arm press down into the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, expand your ribs, 360 degrees. Breathe out, square your navel towards the floor. Then come up onto those left fingertips. Start to walk your left fingertips forward, stretching from left fingers to left hip as you breathe. One more good breath here. Expanding on your inhale. And exhaling for the twist. Now as you inhale, walk your hands back to your table position. And as you exhale, bring both knees underneath you. Sit your hips back towards your heels, towards child's pose. Again, your head can come to a block or down to the floor. Take a few slow breaths. In child's pose, we find a natural cat spine rounding the back. The front of the ribs are compressed. So as you inhale, expand a little more into the back and side ribs. As you exhale, let the head and the neck settle and release. One more good breath here. Practicing expanding the back and the sides. And settling into the exhale. Now as you inhale, open up the right side of the body again. You can stay on the left elbow this time, stay in your child's pose, but open up the chest. And as you exhale, thread that right arm underneath. Again, the head can come to the block or to the mat. The left arm creeps its spider hand forward. That's it. So from the left fingertips to shoulder to hip, you're stretching. One more time, breathe into that upper back, where you feel that right shoulder blade drawing away from your spine. Breathe into that space. Inhale as you come back through center, child's pose. Exhale as you bring right elbow down. So we can go to the other side now. Inhale, opening up the left arm. Exhale as you thread it under. Rest your head and take some deep breaths here. Gradually you'll reach these right fingertips forward. So you get a long stretch from the right hip to shoulder to fingers. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more slow breaths here. As you inhale, come back through center. Exhale, bring both forearms down to the mat. You'll have to lift the hips a little bit now. Keep the elbows in, just shoulder width, as we practice pressing the floor away Squeezing the elbows in to come back up to table. That's it, good. So this one's not too hard. You're gonna bend those elbows and keep them going at the same rate. So you're pushing back up to table. Without letting the elbows go out. So this would be much easier if we did this, but we're gonna do this, elbows in the whole way. And this way you feel those triceps beginning to work as you slowly lower. Yeah, and slowly lift. Now we'll do about 4 more. And if you wanna make this harder, walk your hands forward or your knees back. So you're in more of a plank-like position. And then you'll be using your core more as you lower and lift. Hugging the elbows into the midline each time. 2 more. Beautiful. Walking the hands into a down dog position. Turn your toes under. Get a little stretch through the bottoms of the feet here, widening the toes. And when you're ready, begin to lift the knees, downward facing dog. Bend your knees as you inhale, lift your sitting bones up and back. Exhale, reach one heel down. Bend both knees, lift both heels again. And as you exhale, reach that other heel down. Bend both knees, lift both hips, both heels, long, tall spine. And this time as you exhale, reach both heels down. Nice. Now slowly walk your hands back towards your feet. Come up onto your spider hands whenever you can. And start to grip the floor. Fingertips spread out and then drag in. Spread them out and drag them in. Like you're dragging your fingertips through sand. That's it. One more time, dragging in. And then bend your knees a little bit. Take your hands to your thighs. Roll those shoulders open. Take a long inhalation to come all the way up to standing mountain. Let the shoulders relax away from the ears. If it's helpful, you can roll them a few times. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears. On your next exhalation, ground the heels. Unlock the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale as you fold. Bend those knees, especially this first time. Inhale, come up about halfway and make sure you find that neutral spine. Yeah, let's explore 2 options. First, put your hands on your shins. Push your shins slightly forward. Press your hands into your shins and see if that helps you find a neutral spine. So we need to come out of the rounded cat spine by lifting the tail and drawing the shoulder blades together. Yeah, try 2 cat-cows. Round into cat as much as you can. And then lift your tail, draw your shoulder blades together. That's it. 1 more. Round into the cat, tuck the tail, shoulder blades apart. Now lift the tail, shoulder blades together. Yes. Now bring your hands all the way up to your thighs and try 2 cat-cows here. Bend your knees a lot. Push hands and thighs into each other. Find your cat. And then lift your tail, draw your shoulder blades together. Yeah, 1 more. Exhaling cat. Inhaling cat. Good. Now see which of those 2 options, hands on the shins or hands on the thighs, lets you find that neutral spine, a little closer to cow than to cat. Yeah, there you go. Nice. And then take this neutral spine with you as you walk your hands forward to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale forward to your plank pose. Exhale as you lower the knees, come all the way down to the mat. Inhale to your cobra. Open up the chest, reach it forward. Exhale as you lower. 2 more. Inhale, nice and low at first. Feel it out. Make sure the spine feels good today, moving through your cobra. And then place your forehead on a little bit of elevation. It could be a block or a book, or maybe a firm pillow or rolled up towel. As just something tall enough to let you rest your forehead and have your neck be pretty neutral here. Yeah. Good. Now, as you exhale, take your arms out to 90-degree angles. Lift them up off of the floor so your elbows are at 90 degrees also. There you go, 90-degree elbows. There it is, yep. Now each time you exhale, let your head and neck rest. They're not doing anything. But wake up your abdominals and slide your elbows towards your ribs. Yes, inhale, reach those arms out. Bend those elbows, pull them in towards your ribs. That's it, good. So once you know what you're doing, make sure that forehead is resting. The neck is doing very little. Instead, you're zipping through your abdominals, as if you want to peel your abdominals up off of the mat. And then you're drawing shoulder blades towards the spine and down towards your back pockets. Go for 2 more. Zipping the core, working the shoulder blades. And then place those hands in cobra position. Keep the head on your prop as you roll those shoulders up and open into your cobra. Plant your feet, press them firmly down into the mat. Choose your hand position based on where your shoulders feel the most open. Yeah, once you have a good hand position, now you have the option of lifting the head just a little off of the prop and finding the more traditional cobra, opening up the chest as you rise. Exhale as you lower. 2 more. The head can stay on the block or it can lift up. What's more important is what's happening with your breath and this opening of the chest. There you go. Exhale as you press back to your table position and then round into cat. Turn the toes under so you stretch out the balls of the feet as you find your cat pose. Now inhaling to table with a neutral spine again. Yeah. So here, we're going to take that same twist that we did before. Let's stretch the left leg back. And that means we're going to be opening the right arm out to the right, opening up the chest, and exhaling to thread it under. Now you can rest right here on your first one if this is what feels best today, or you can repeat, open it up, and thread it through. To make this more of a balancing move, lift this left leg and continue that same action of opening and twisting. So there's 3 options here. You can hold the twist, foot on the floor. You can repeat the twist, foot on the floor. Or you can balance in the twist, lifting that left leg up, using the left glute to keep that leg lifted. 2 more breaths, any of these options. Beautiful. Inhale, come to your hands and let's step that left foot forward. Coming to a low lunge with the knees in 90 degrees. If that back knee doesn't like being down, go ahead and lift it up. And here we're going to reach the arms forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, find a little side bend to the left. Let the shoulders relax down. See if you can feel this in the front of the right hip. If you don't, come back up to center. Lift your hip points a little bit. It'll feel like you're tucking your tail just a little, and then come back into the side bend. Breathing here. Now imagine you've got a pencil in your top hand. You're going to draw a big circle in front of you. Take it around and up and out. And you might start with a small circle, but feel what your spine does as you play with this little circling movement of the arm. Yeah, find a little cat. Take it back up to neutral. Find cat. Inhale, neutral. One more time, large or small circle. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Inhale, reach the left arm forward and just find that length again from the left hip to the left hand. Breathing into that side. Yeah. Slowly lower that left hand, and we'll take it all the way back to your table. So this time it's the right leg stretching back. We'll start with that right foot on the floor. Open up the left arm to the left. So first option, sweep that arm under and rest your head. Breathe here in the twist. Second option, repeat the twist. So you get the chest opening and then the twist. Notice if the head tries to lead the way. Ask it to back up and just follow the rib cage. And then to play with the balance, you'll lift that right leg up, engaging that right glute. And it may limit your twist a little bit. You may find that you don't open and twist quite as much as you did before as you work that balance. Take about 3 more breaths. Any of these options. One more slow breath in. And full breath out. And when you are ready, bring your right foot forward, coming into a lunge. Pad the back knee or lift it up if you prefer. And then inhale, reach those arms forward. Exhale, plug the arm bones in. Inhale, reach both arms up. Get tall through the spine. As you exhale, find a little side bend to the right. Let the shoulders drop lower. And again, if you don't feel that in the front of the left hip, then come back through center. Reestablish that core using abdominals and a little of this left glute to bring the pelvis into a tiny tuck here. And then find your side bend again. Now breathe into all these areas that are stretching. As you exhale, come back around and start to draw that circle with the left hand this time. So as you sweep it around, find a little cat spine. As you sweep the arm up, find neutral spine. And there are so many vertebrae in that spine, each one shaped a little bit differently, that you may find that today your lower back really likes that cat spine, but your upper back or your neck not so much. So feel free to limit that movement just to the area that needs it. And the next time you come around, let's bring that left hand down to the block or to the mat. That's it. Reach the right arm forward. As the right arm reaches forward, look down, back your face away from the mat, and draw the right hip back as the arm reaches forward so you're long through that right side. 2 more breaths. And slowly lower that hand. Coming back to hands and knees. Take hold of your band or your towel. Come to sitting either on your heels, or this is another nice spot to stack up some blocks or books, so there isn't quite so much pressure in the knees. And then take this band. If it's stretchy, you may want to double it up and place it right behind the base of the skull. Once you have the band or the towel in place, pull the elbows towards each other in front of you. And as you exhale, brace your core. Press your head back as you pull the band forward. Take a few breaths here, retracting the head. And it's important to note that your chin should not be lifting. Your chin stays level as you retract the head. And then slowly release that pressure. Make sure your band stays nice and wide. When you're ready, brace the core, and again, retract the head, pull the band forward, hug your elbows in, and breathe. Inhale as you release. Now lengthen this band so it's a little longer. Take it over your left collarbone. You're going to loop it so that your right hand can hold both ends. Give it a little pull right here. Good. So now your left collarbone has to peel back against the resistance of the band. That's it. So you're going to take right hand pulls diagonal, left arm reaches out against the pull. Yeah. So hold the band in your right hand. There we go. Then you can pull it diagonally and reach that left arm out. Now we've got it. Good. And now rotate this left arm. We did a little of this last week. You're going to feel the whole shoulder move. So internal slumps you forward. Good. External opens up the chest. Yeah. Good. And now exaggerate the external. So you have to pull to open up this left shoulder against the resistance of the band. Good. Now this left arm can keep reaching, or it can drop down to your side. You're going to retract your head and then drop right ear to right shoulder. And just feel it out here. Sometimes it feels good to look down a little. Sometimes straight ahead. Depending on where your tension is, some of you will feel better lifting the chin a little bit. Yeah, you can feel it out. I don't suggest dropping your head all the way back, lifting the chin all the way to your full range of motion here. But within this range of motion, you may find your best stretch. Final option here, take the left hand, tuck it underneath your sitting bone, onto your heel or your prop that's underneath you. And then you can peel that left shoulder open against the resistance of the band. Yes, take your left upper arm back. And then slowly bring it back through center. Release this band. Roll the shoulders a few times. Now my right one feels super tight. So that's where we're gonna go. Bring it over the right shoulder and collarbone. And keep it as wide as you can so it covers as much of that collarbone as you can. And then you're grabbing both ends with your left hand. And that's gonna allow you to pull it diagonally across the body. Yes, reach that right arm out. So for now, the head is just neutral and retracted. As we rotate this right arm, internal, external. Yeah, there we go. Internal, external. Good, and you can see sometimes my ribs want to move and I pop the ribs forward and then I collapse them under. So if I'm really paying attention, I'm going to keep the bottom of my ribs pretty stable and not let the rib cage move even though this shoulder is rotating. Yeah. Good, now keep it in the external rotation and really peel this collarbone open here as you pull across with that left arm. Retract the head. And from here, we begin to take left ear towards the left shoulder. Yeah. Now, if you get any sort of tingling or nerve sensation, you may need to adjust where this right arm is. You may need to adjust the right wrist also. So curling the fist in and extending the wrist will change the sensation for some of us. But once you have your arm position, play with your chin position. Tuck it down towards your left collarbone and bring it back up to neutral. And then maybe even lift it a little and see which of those gives you the best stretch. Settle into that deep, steady breath. Final option, keep your neck position. Internally rotate this right arm and tuck the hand underneath the heel or the prop. And that's going to try to curl your shoulder forward so you're still resisting it back. That's it. 3 more slow breaths. Gradually bring the head back up to center and release this band. Now we're coming down to the ground to do a more restorative posture. So you can use something like blocks here, but a rolled up blanket or a pillow will be a lot more comfortable. A foam roller may also work. The softer this prop is, the more relaxing this posture will be. If you get a firmer foam roller or set of blocks, then the posture will be a little more intense, a little harder to breathe into. So you've got something going across your mat that gives you just a little bit of a bump, soft or firm. And then come on to one side. Let the bottom ribs rest on your prop. Let your shoulder relax. You may want something for your head here as well, depending on how high your prop takes you. You could also just let your head rest on your arm like I'm doing here. Start with your knees bent and then gradually begin to extend one or both legs. Now reach the top arm alongside the top ear and make this active at first. So you're reaching through the arms and you're reaching through the legs. Only the neck is really relaxing. The core of your body is engaged. Take 3 slow breaths with this very active side bend over your prop. Expand into the prop and the air. Exhale as you zip the core. 2 more active breaths, reaching. And then relax into it. Let the arm relax, even if that means it falls in front or behind. Let the legs relax, even though they may get sloppy. Breathe here, relaxing into this side bend for about 6 slow breaths. Let the body melt. Now slowly bend your bottom knee. Take that knee out in front of you. Bend your top arm. Put that hand on the ground. That one's going to help you twist. Begin to turn your chest towards the ground. So you come up onto both palms, lifting your rib cage. Turn your rib cage towards the prop that's underneath you, and then rest the front of your ribs on that prop. Yeah. Now this doesn't have to be perfect. You may find that your ribs do not completely square to the floor, and that's fine. Find enough of a twist that you can settle your head and take 3 more active breaths here, expanding on the inhale, pushing into the prop and expanding your back ribs too. Exhale, let it all settle. 2 more really active inhales like that, expanding, strengthening your diaphragm against the resistance of the ground and the prop. And then settle into it. Even if the legs and arms get sloppy, let the body relax into the twist. You might keep your nose pointing in the same direction as your bent knee, or you might turn your forehead down to the ground, or even turn your head in the opposite direction from your bent knee, in which case you'll feel a little bit more intense of a twist. And then just settle into it, your breath, your pace, letting the body relax. On your next breath, press into the arms, straighten out the legs, and turn to face the mat. So the front ribs or the front pelvis rest on your prop, and you breathe. Sometimes this posture is called crocodile. Resting the forehead on the hands. Take 3 slow breaths, strengthening the diaphragm by expanding your rib cage 360 degrees, even against the prop. And then roll to your other side. So you're coming onto your side ribs, starting with knees bent, but then gradually straightening the legs. You can always bend the knees again if you're finding that there's strain in your low back or in any other joints. What we're looking for here is just a little pressure on those side ribs so that as you stretch out your legs and your top arm, you've got a little something that your respiratory diaphragm has to push into to strengthen it when you expand on your inhales. So 3 active breaths here. Inhaling fully 360 degrees. Exhaling. Inhaling again, active expansion. And exhaling. One more time with the active reaching of arms and legs and expanding through the respiratory diaphragm. And then begin to relax the arms and the legs. Let them fall wherever they may. Let the breath become softer, more ordinary as you settle into this. When you're ready, it's the bottom leg that slides forward so you can bend that bottom knee. Top leg stays straight. The top arm helps you lift the rib cage. So, like you're kind of sleepily getting up out of bed. But you're going to turn your rib cage towards the prop and then settle the front ribs down onto it. Once you've got the ribs settling onto your prop, you can rest the forehead on your hands or on another prop. And here we just want a little pressure through these front ribs as we twist. Feel free to adjust or modify the legs so that the spine feels like it's giving a nice twist with no strain, no over effort. Now 3 active breaths here, expanding deep into the ribs. Exhaling, letting the body settle. Inhaling to expand. Exhaling to release downward. One more time. Stretch apart those back and side ribs, expanding into the prop. And then exhale, let it all settle. Choose your head and neck position and let the body relax. So another breath or two, relaxing into this twist. And then we'll make our way onto our backs for final relaxation. So we're moving slowly, roll onto your back, and you can continue to use this prop. If it's soft enough for you to fully relax into, then you'll place this prop on your shoulder blades. Let your head come down to the floor or another prop. And in this way, you're creating a little lift through the chest, a mini back bend here. And then the arms come to 90-degree angles, and the chest opens up. If your prop is too high or too hard, it's unlikely that you'll relax here. So you may want to just take the first few breaths and feel it out, see how it is to begin with, and decide if you'd like to move the prop out of the way. What we're looking for is an opening through the collarbones as the arms stretch out. So the collarbones feel wide. The legs and the arms can relax. The jaw can release. Even the tongue and the roof of the mouth can relax. Soften around the eyes and those little muscles right behind your ear, underneath your hair. Some of the muscles that help you chew. Imagine some sort of warm liquid being poured across the scalp, allowing those muscles to relax, letting the jaw soften. Give yourself a few more minutes to fully relax. Letting the breath be ordinary. Letting the physical sensations and thoughts bubble up. And letting those go. And have a wonderful day. Namaste.